Good morning.
Good morning.
This morning, we sent out public notice of proposed tax rate for public hearing. We'll call this hearing to order here on August 23rd, 2019. The purpose for this is obtaining comments from public regarding the proposed tax rate. This is an annual chore for the fiscal court. The proposed tax rate to be levied this year on the proposed tax rate is 14.5 cents per $100 of assessed value and will produce revenues in the amount of $13,020,494. $13,020,494. We also proposed a tax rate for personal property at 18, where is that?
18.85.
18 what?
0.85.
18.85. Personal property that would produce $1,989,072. $1,989,742. And the motor vehicles will produce $1,381,023, and the revenue expected from watercraft is $26,993. All of the rates that are proposed this year are exactly the same as last year, and we're open for any comments from anyone who wants to speak to the on the tax rates for this year. Okay, seeing none.
I move we accept the rates.
Pardon me?
We need a motion to accept the rates.
Yeah, no, not at this time.
Okay.
But yeah, this time is just the public hearing part. So if there are no comments, questions, or suggestions from any of the public, I would look for a motion to adjourn this public hearing. Motion to adjourn, Squire Cummings, second, Squire McWhorter. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now at this time, we will. The public hearing is over, and now we will open up the Warren Fiscal Court meeting for Friday, August 23rd, 2019, and I'd like to ask Pastor Shane Blankenship from the Greenwood Baptist Church to come forward for prayer, and I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the invocation, and Esquire Gorman will lead us in the pledge following. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, you guys, for allowing me to be here. Let's pray. Most gracious and mighty God, Lord, we have so much to be thankful for here today, God. We have so much to be thankful for in our individual lives, but Lord, we have so much to be thankful for as a community. And so, God, we recognize that you are at work in all of that. And so, Father, I pray for this meeting. Lord, I pray for the motions that will be made today and decisions that will be made today. God, I pray especially for Judge Buchanan. Lord, I pray, Father, that you would guide his heart and his mind, Lord, that you would give him wisdom, Lord, to make the decisions that you would have him to make. God, I pray for the officers and the members of this court. Lord, and I pray, Father, for their hearts and mind as well. Lord, that as things are being presented and things are being discussed, Lord, that they would act, Lord, not only to their own interest, but also to the interest of others. And God, I pray that the decisions that are made here today, Lord, are decisions that will end up benefiting the community. And Lord, that will benefit the people, that will help them, Lord, not hurt them. God, I pray, Father, that they will make life better, Lord, not harder. And so, Father, we know that all of this is in your hands, and so I give them to you. Father, we pray for our Commonwealth and the members that have been elected to lead there, Lord. We pray for our nation and the members that have been elected to lead there, Lord, that we know that in your sovereignty, God, all things are either coming from your hand or they're passing through your hand. And so because of that, Lord, we know that you're at work in it all, or you're at work through it. And so, Father, we trust you. So God, may your will be done here on earth, Lord, even through the meeting of this court as it is in heaven. And it's in the name of your Son that we pray and ask all these things. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire Young.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Okay, we need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of August 9th, 2019.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Additions or corrections? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
We, before we get started into the agenda, I wanted to recognize one person here today and who's been with us for 10 years. And her husband, scoundrel that he is moving to Washington, D.C. and taking Susie away from us. Susie Cundiff has been in charge of community services for 10 plus years. And although we don't have a cake for you like like all of your coworkers down at the Justice Center, we did want to recognize you and Ed and tell you how much we appreciated you not only working for Warren Fiscal Court and for the county and improving the lives of so many people over the years. We also recognize that Ed as well has had a fairly important job that has improved the lives of many people in our community as well. And I think that's part of the reason that Ms. Milliken couldn't be here today. She didn't want to see you go. But she's in a meeting somewhere in Lexington or Louisville or Frankfurt or wherever. But we are deeply sorry to lose you at working for Warren County, but also we're deeply sorry to lose both of you all as citizens of Warren County. Hope you'll come back and visit us as often as possible. And I'd like to ask you both, if you don't mind, to come forward so I can get a picture with you all, just to say I knew you when.
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
At this time, I'd like to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman. Esquire Young. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is, and you can tell where this ordinance came from by the size of the heading. This is to approve first reading of ordinance 1942, an ordinance of the Fiscal Court of the County of Warren, Kentucky, authorizing and approving a taxable/tax exempt general obligation lease agreement in the amount not to exceed $30 million. This proceeds from which will be used to refund prior bonds, authorizing the levy of a direct annual tax on all taxable property within the county. Let me stop right there and make sure that you all, those of you who have been around a while, recognize this language as language that has to be in every general obligation bond. We've never raised the tax for them, and we don't intend to in this, and see no need to. These are a refinance structure for some existing debt that will reduce our payments considerably over the next several years. Okay, in addition to those taxes, in an amount sufficient to pay the lease, rental payments due under the lease to the extent that revenues from the project together with any other revenues are not sufficient to provide for the full payment of the lease rental payments, authorizing and approving the establishment of certain funds, authorizing and approving certain other actions with regard to the financing of the project, including the execution of certain documents, agreements, and certificates. And with that, I will introduce, before we ask for a motion to approve this, I'll introduce Gil Johnson, the author of all the longest ordinances that we've ever put together, and our bond counsel, and of course Keith Brock, who's here with Compass Financial.
This is my short version. Keith made me shorten it to this.
Yeah.
It is what the judge has read. It's a refunding lease obligation. Decided to make it a lease obligation because it would be a private negotiated transaction. I'll let Keith address the amount of money that's going to be saved as a result of this, assuming the interest rates hold where they are. But it is a unique deal. It'll start out as taxable, and then at a certain point in time, it will convert over to a tax exempt. And interest rates are, well, Keith will address that, but we're at the point where those interest rates are close. But because of what the Internal Revenue Code now provides, we cannot advance refund, which this would clearly qualify for, so we come up with a different type of structure. And you will hear the term Cinderella bonds. That's what this is. It converts at some point in time. At your option. So, again, on the direct tax comment that you made, you're absolutely correct. This ordinance cannot increase taxes, but the language is required to be in there. You've all seen these type of things before quite a bit, but I don't know if you could. Since this is just a little unique, we decided we better come down here and say something. Keith?
Any questions, Mr. Johnson?
Okay.
Maybe Mr. Brock wants to tell us about
I'll
savings.
be brief, I'm not sure. Basically, as the judge said, we're just here to really try to take advantage of lower rates. You're probably aware that interest rates have dropped recently rather significantly. We're trying to position the county to maximize on that and take advantage of that. That's in large part due to your strong financial strength here, your credit rating. These are all things that are enabling you to kind of take advantage of these types of situations. So ballpark here, these are just estimates, but we're looking at about $2.4 million in gross savings over the life of the financing. It's very significant. No extension of term or anything like that. We're really just refinancing existing debt and try to take advantage of lower rates. With that, I'll just answer any questions you all might have.
Any questions from anyone on fiscal court? I know y'all have had a chance to
He had
speak.
me at saving us $2.4 million, so.
Yeah, yeah, that does help make the decision, doesn't it? Good job.
No, thank you. We appreciate it.
I know the treasurer is very thankful as well. Okay, we have a motion to approve, a motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the next item is to approve Resolution 1913, implementing the tax rate for Warren County for fiscal year 2019-20 on real property at 14.5 per $100 of assessed value, 14.5 cents per $100 for assessed value, 18.85 on per $100 on assessed value on personal property, 16.2 on per $100 on assessed value of motor vehicles and watercraft, and 25/1,000th of a penny for franchise bank deposit taxes. All of these reflect the same exact rates as last year.
Make a motion to accept.
We have a motion by Squire McWhorter and a second by Squire Cummings to approve the tax rates for this year. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
The next item is to make part of the record the property tax rates for Warren County Library, Warren County Conservation District, and Warren County Health Department, and Warren County Extension District. The changes are noted on the attached statements, and with the exception of a couple of them actually being reduced slightly, they are the same rates as last year. I think the library reduced theirs and the Extension Office reduced theirs. So we're accepting these for the record. We can't approve or disapprove these. These statutorily are set by their taxing authorities. But we're approving, what I'd ask you for this morning is a motion to approve putting them on our tax bill. Motion by Squire Gorman and second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 1936, rezoning property at the corner of H.E. Johnson Road and New Cut Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 4.68 acres and presently owned by Mark and Robin Douglas.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 1937, rezoning property at the corner of H.E. Johnson Road and Claypool Boyce Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 12.03 acres and presently owned by Mark and Robin Douglas.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McCord.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. If there are no objections, there are some people here who are interested in item number 25, and as a courtesy, we'd like to move that forward. The item number 25 is to approve determination in the amount of $24,600 to Reynolds Striping and Reynolds Sealing and Striping for the pickleball courts at Griffin Park. This will be done at the outdoor basketball courts at Griffin, and this is to include the reseal and stripe and adjacent basketball courts. And this is a state price contract. And Mr. Comer?
Judge, I just wanted to inform the court, we really appreciate our pickleball friends and pickleball community. A lot of them could not be out here today because of work schedules, but I want to bring up Paul and Doris Scannell. If you all can come up here with me. As you all know, we did a feasibility study several months ago, and this is what I'm showing the board here, all of our pickleball players. But several months ago, we did a feasibility study. In that study, it did show that there was an interest in pickleball, and as you may or may not know, there's a fairly large pickleball community in Warren County, and they play at different places, Living Hope, several of our gyms, and different locations like that. However, we're short when it comes to outdoor pickleball courts. And so it just happened that Doris and Paul are leading the local pickleball movement, and they have been working with us, not just really the last couple months, but really over the past couple of years. We actually have our first Warren County Pickleball League. We have time dedicated to it, and then both the new gyms have 4 pickleball courts each in those. But we don't have quads, or we don't have multiple outdoor pickleball courts in the community. And so, working with Paul and with Doris, we've been able to come up with a plan at Basil Park, adjacent to the inline hockey rink and adjacent to our existing basketball court. And our proposal today is to convert one of the basketball courts at Basil Griffin Park into a 4-court pickleball complex. And so, with your all support today, hopefully we'll be able to do that and be able to offer the community an option to come outside on nice days and play pickleball throughout all 12 months. And so, your support's appreciated. We could not have done it without Paul and Doris, and really the entire community here, and the folks that aren't here with us today. So we really appreciate them showing their support, being willing to come out and speak for the recreational activity that they love, that they really enjoy, and I've kind of taken it up a little bit with Lauren. So it is pretty cool, and I'm hoping to learn more. So we really appreciate community support, and if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer those, and if I can't answer them, Paul and Doris can definitely do so.
It obviously is a growing sport, and I'm glad that we were able to utilize a lot of our court time at the new gymnasiums for this, but I believe that you all are going to be kind of the custodians of this, looking after it from across the street, right?
Well, close by. Really good growing here even more, and I think that this will, being along, especially Free Springs Road, as busy as it is, if you guys have even been introduced to pickleball or seen it around the country, it's truly explosive. Once you put in a set of outdoor courts, and we'd love to have all of you join us if you'd like to play, but yeah, I think it'll be a fantastic addition to what Warren County already has offerings to adults and youth. It's very much a youth sport as well, so just looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Squire Payne?
Under an ideal situation, what's the percentage of people that would rather play outdoor than indoor?
I think that people that play pickleball, it's like a fix, they have to have it, so they will play anywhere. But You know, that's a question, like, if you go to Arizona for today, it's almost never played indoor. We played some in Nashville.
Well, I'm talking about under ideal weather situations.
Oh,
The preference would be outdoor.
outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah, if you had a choice between
Yes.
playing like, you know, in
Yeah,
June,
ideal weather,
if it's
which is
nice outside, people would shoot.
Okay.
50 degrees and up, you're good to go. 45 degrees and up.
The only
Right.
reason you don't get would be weather conditions.
Right.
I move we accept this.
We have a motion by Squire McWhorter to accept, to approve this. Second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions?
Only question I have is if we go ahead and vote to approve this, how soon would all this convert over and actually be ready to use?
Reynolds Sealing and Striping is willing to, within the next 30 days, to get the project done. We'd also like to thank them as part of this project at no additional cost. They're going to reseal and stripe the adjacent basketball court at no additional cost, and they're allowing us to do a two-color scheme, which is an additional cost savings for the court. So we really appreciate their support in helping us make this project happen.
So 30, 45 days.
Within 30 days, it'll hopefully be up and going. And then something that we're going to offer, and we've talked to Doris and Paul about this, but we're really going to try to push the movement. So you all will be seeing some things happening within local media over the next 60 days. We are actually going to have a fall intern, and one of his responsibilities is we're going to have little clinic days on Saturdays to where you're not going to have to, if you don't have a pickleball set, you don't have a paddle, we have those available. We're going to let the public use those at no cost, and we're going to try to help encourage new users to come out and use the facilities, not just the existing crew, but hopefully entertain and have a lot bigger base as we move forward. The great thing is now we've converted Basil Griffin Park. You know how we are. We're always trying to look for different amenities that we can provide. So now at one location at Basil Griffin Park, you'll have inline hockey, basketball, and now you'll have 4 pickleball courts. So it's truly a multi-sport facility, and tennis is adjacent to that. So again, it fits really good into our recreational mix and offering and service mix. And so we really appreciate Paul and Doris and really the entire community of pickleball for coming out and supporting this. And I know they're going to use it and have a really good time. So thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
Judge, I'd
Yes, sir.
just like to very quickly thank all the constituents for coming out. It does make our job not easier to spend money, but easier to understand the needs of the community. And so thank you all for coming out. And if there's any way we could get Paul and Doris a I Love Pickleball shirt, I think some of these people are more committed than you two are. I don't know why you're up here, but if we could get that done as well. Just saying. Pam, back here, maybe you could.
I do have to say that I think Doris and Paul and the community have really come up with the first title event. So I think it came up last week at Picklepalooza. So hopefully at some point we'll be rocking out at the pickleball complex.
All right. We have a motion and a second. No other questions. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay through the rest of the meeting, but, all right. Thank you all. Thank you. Okay. Item number 12 is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 1938, rezoning property at 0 Cooper Deering Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 4.9994 acres and presently owned by Pamela Lauren Simmons and Amanda Shea Guy. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve the 211 report for July 2019. I guess that should be accept the 211 report. Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Second.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Judge, I was looking over the numbers
Uh-huh.
on our sheet. I just had one question about the zip code, the calls in certain zip code areas. And I noticed 42101 is extensively higher than all the rest. Is it just because that particular zip code covers more of the county than the others, or what would cause that?
Economic.
Pardon me?
It's a higher density in that. It's the-
Yeah, there's a great deal of density, and the demographics are a little different from one area to the other. Probably have more people who are new to the community.
It's really a lot higher.
Yeah. That same zip code is a lot higher in use at the health department as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve an easement for a school bus turnaround at 1097 Haley Price Road.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is simply to make part of the record the continuation certificate from West Bend Mutual Insurance for BG Dumpster LLC without objection. That's hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Next item is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,000 to Buck Electric for surge protection to the main power supply at Buchanan Park. We have a motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve interfund transfers for Warren County.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter.
ma'am.
Next, just need to make part of the record the certificate of liability insurance for Loftus Underground LLC. If there are no objections, that is hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Next item is to approve the termination in the amount of $3,250 to Raybowl Environmental for material testing and inspection at 1141 State Street. This is single source paid from Department of Environmental Planning and Assistance.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
The next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 1940, rezoning property at 161 Petty Road from agriculture to residential estate containing approximately 3.44 acres and presently owned by Mike Jordan.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is to approve first reading of ordinance 1941 rezoning property at 8093, portion of 8123 and 8241 Louisville Road from agriculture and residential estate to multifamily residential and highway business containing approximately 12.12 acres and presently owned by P.L. and Catherine Forrester, I assume that means the state of, in care of Paula Terry and Jimmy and Brandy Cardwell, with Gemstone Properties LLC and Lloyd and Kevin Crabb as the contract vendee applicants. We have a motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. This is the old property up there with the cabins and
Horseshoe Camp.
the old,
Horseshoe
yeah,
Camp.
that's, of course, it's sad to see that go, but comes a time, especially after that fire up there, that kind of helped make the decision, I'm sure. Y'all all know Paula Terry. Terry is with, she's probably going to kill me for even bringing this up, but she is the sister to Peanuts Gaines. So I apologize. I deeply apologize. You didn't have a choice, did you? We're proud to have you here. Any questions? Motion, second? Go ahead.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve reimbursement in the amount of $5,981 to the Kentucky State Treasurer for the remainder after all dump sites were cleaned that were planned last year of the unspent 2018-19 illegal open dump remediation grant funds received from the State Environment and Energy Cabinet.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? I know you hate to send money back, but we have to. if we don't-
Probably we should mention, when we have this opportunity, if there's any sites out there in
Well, you
Moore
have,
County,
yeah, but you have to submit everything
please
ahead of
get a
time.
hold of Stan and let him know about them. When we have these funds available,
Yeah.
we can use them to, instead of sending them back, we use them to clean up
Yeah,
what needs cleaning up in the county, so.
they were just efficient in their bidding, I think, this year, and covered them without having to go back. We have a motion, second.
Yes, sir.
Have any further questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve the fourth quarter financial report for the Hadley Volunteer Fire Department.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Item number 24 is to approve the termination in the amount of $27,959 to American Engineers, Inc. for Phase 2 structural design plans for the old Richardsville Road Bridge.
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions?
Josh, just make sure I'm sorry to bring you up, buddy, but from what I'm seeing here, this takes care of phase 2 of this project.
Yeah, I apologize, I didn't write it very easy at all on this one. The first phase, if you remember, was the detailed inspection and analysis. They ran some calculations to see what loading options we have on the bridge as it sits today. They came back with essentially 3 options. One of them is not much more than a pedestrian bridge. The second option was like a 5.5 ton loading, which we all know is probably a little small for even modern vehicles. The third option was an 8-ton limit, which an 8-ton limit is kind of the far end of what that can do. To break it down fairly simply, is the strongest beam of that existing bridge is rated at 8 tons. So anything beyond that we would be looking at reconstruction and replacement and not rehabilitation. So what this agenda item is to allow American to move ahead with design work, construction drawings, bid documents to put the bridge back into service as an 8-ton limit for vehicles. And so what we'll do is we'll get all that information. They've given us some preliminary cost estimates, but as part of this design, we'll hone that cost estimate back down, and then we would be able to make the decision if we wanted to put this out to bid ourselves or in partnership with others.
Do we have any kind of an idea of construction? You said you had an estimate done?
I think that we're looking at probably in the $600,000 range to go 8 tons. But to go 5.5 tons, we were looking at almost $500,000. So my opinion was that $100,000 or so extra to put it to a rating that we can actually use is probably money well spent, because I didn't see the benefit of putting a bridge back in service that we knew would be at max capacity as soon as we opened it. So, and again, we have not finalized any funding streams of how this will be at this point now. I think we just need to get a set of design plans together. We'll reach out to the state to see if there's any opportunity for partnership with them, and I'll bring something back to you guys again, but I anticipate that this phase is going to take a few months to get finished up, and so I'd say sometime this fall we'll be back and talk about it again. And just so you know, we've been in communication with most of the property owners there, at least the more vocal ones, and they're sharing information with the neighbors. And so I think they're all supportive, obviously, because what they're looking for is to see this bridge back open to traffic. So, thanks.
Any other questions?
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McCord.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're already on item number 25. Item number 26, to approve the updated tree farm policy and memorial tree plaque policy for the Warren County Parks Department. Have a motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or question? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McCord.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve Resolution 1915, accepting report for the Warren County Attorney's Office Bad Check Division. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McCord.
Yes.
Next item is to approve the purchase of a Verity absentee voting system from Harp Enterprises for the Warren County Clerk's Office at a cost of $17,303.70. This is a single source vendor, and this is a repair quote for the old machines will cost $4,229.67, but Harp Enterprise has agreed to forego the repair cost since we're purchasing the new equipment. Ms. Yates.
Yes, Judge. This is a day that I'm sure that we didn't think would be coming, but our existing voting equipment was purchased in 2008 with HAVA money, which was all federal funds. So The machines are getting some age on them. We're beginning to see more and more repairs. They're 11 years old, and this last election, we had several issues which we were able to take care of, but our repairs are getting more and more expensive. This is a new system that's been introduced. It's the most secure, up-to-date voting system that there is. So before we were to put an RFP out, we would like to try just this on the absentee voting, which would be in our office and mail-in, that we would like to try this system to see what we think of it before we put the RFP out to look at other machines. HARP is the company that we use currently. They are used in 97 of the 120 counties of Kentucky, so they're a great company to work with. This particular system has been purchased by several counties in Kentucky currently that they are using them countywide. I've heard great response. Everyone says that they're so much more compact, they're more efficient, they have battery backups, which our systems now don't have. So we feel like this is going to be the time we're going to have to start looking at it. We would love to see it probably in 2020. I don't think that's going to be able to happen. But 2021, which is a down year for elections, we would like to be able to think about purchasing countywide new equipment. So like I said, we're going to try this system now. And we would like to be able to use it in this upcoming election, provided this is approved, and start the work forward on looking for new equipment for the county.
Make a motion we accept.
Yeah, motion with Squire McWhorter, second Squire Young. Before we vote on this, I'm not against it, but I was just curious. $17,303.70 for the absentees to try it out. And if it works well, your proposal will be for 89 plus more.
Well, now here's the deal. You can't say it's 89 units. Something that's going to save us money, our ADA accessible machine, the handicap machine. We currently have to have those in every precinct. But this system will allow us to have one per precinct. We only have 49 precincts. So we're going to save over $200,000 just by being able to cut back that we won't have to have those units in all of our 88 precincts. We will only have to have them in 49. So that saves us quite a bit of money. Oh, well, like I said, a little over $200,000, just that alone. So you're looking, I can see you doing the math. But as I think we've kind of had a talk about it, when you consider the overall life of these for 11 years and per voter, it's pretty cheap. Sorry. But this is something, like I said, that we're going to have to start looking at. I know it's hard to pull that Band-Aid off, but the machines were having more and more problems. If we're going to continue to fix them and kind of piece them back together, luckily HARP provides us with a tech on election day that we can keep our systems up. But we had several instances this last election that we have backup systems, and we used every backup that we had in the office. So like I said, these machines were purchased in 2008. They went through the flood of 2010. A lot of the systems were replaced at that time, and then others were repaired. So they're just beginning to show. Anything that that is electronic is going to start showing. One good thing about this new system, it is all ballot. Everything, part of our system now is electronic, and then we have paper ballot. But this system is completely paper ballot, so it is much more secure. All of their software is heavily encrypted, so as far as someone being able to tamper with the equipment, it is highly unlikely that would be possible. So we just kind of feel that maybe this is time that we start looking to see if we can look at it.
Okay.
I'll just
Any
be
other
looking down the road
questions?
here.
I have one, but this now with the fixing the ones that you showed, fixing 5 and 7 accordingly, this gets all our current equipment still in?
Yes, everything
shape.
else, though, those 7, there were 7 different machines that we had to send off for repair, and that was the cost on those 7
So-
machines to be repaired. So said that they would. Also, we do get a 10% discount if we were to go with them. Like I said, we have to put an RFP out, but they would give us a 10% discount on purchase. As you can see, they gave us a 10% discount on that.
But at least we get all of our current equipment
Yes, all of our
operational
current
and-
equipment would be repaired and ready to go.
Yeah, but I was actually doing the math on the discounted figure. It's still pretty healthy.
It is, it is.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions?
Jerry would be glad to know because they're much more compact to take out. And I think that alone being something that, since they're much more compact, it's going to be, we're going to have less repairs, things like that, because they are more securely packed than what the equipment that we have now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we can totally avoid it. We just have to.
I know. That's
Correct.
why I'm saying this now, that this is something that we've got to consider. It's, the sanctity of that ballot box, and we feel like our machines are beginning to show their age, and it's time to do something.
Okay. No other questions? Let's call the
Oh,
roll.
wait, one more thing. Like I
One more
said,
thing.
these are battery backup. We did have an issue this last election. We had a power outage. It was out for about an hour, hour and a half. Our system currently, our e-scans, don't have a battery backup. So we had voters, we either had to have them vote on our ADA machines, or they had to come back, which that was an issue in itself. People were not happy about that. The ADA machines currently are very hard to operate, in my opinion. The new system that's for the ADA are much simpler. There's actually someone that will assist you with it. And so that in itself, like I said, that makes if we had a huge power outage, God forbid, but it can happen, or anything on election day, that we have to look at that too.
I agree. Okay, if there are no other questions and no other caveats or
I think that's it.
red flags.
I've done all the begging and pleading that I can.
All right. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is to approve the purchase of an Epson P022550U projector, 5,000 lumens for the Drug Task Force from Encore Technologies in the amount of $1,263. This is a state price contract, and this is at no cost to the general fund. This is paid for through forfeiture funds, right, Mr. Loving?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Squire McWhorter and a second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or question? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve second and final reading of ordinance 1935 establishing Vining Lane, Vining Court, and Reggie Avenue located in the Vining subdivision as county roads and authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limits thereon.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or question? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve determination in the amount of $1,186.36 to rental sealing and striping for reflective roadway markings at the intersection of Elrod Road and Chevy Way.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve determination in the amount of $2,173.23 to Reynolds Sealing and Striping for reflective roadways markings at the intersection of Walnut Creek Drive and Morgantown Road, the single source vendor. And I guess this is a state price contract.
Motion.
Pricing. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Next item is to grant authority for the Warren County Parks Department to advertise for a contract for portable toilets for a 24-month term with an option to renew for another 12 months.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Okay, Greg.
Next item is to pay the bills. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General Fund, $522,832. Road Fund, $790,935. Jail Fund, $361,457. E911 Fund, $10,035. And Stormwater Fund, $30,952. If you have to answer any questions.
Make a motion to pay the claims as submitted.
Motion by Squire Young to approve claims as submitted, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sheriff Hightower's. Kevin, do you have anything at all you'd like to? No, sir. Okay, thank you. Ms. Yates, you want to?
She said enough.
Thank you. Jailer Harmon. That will be unusual. Okay.
You know what to say about payback?
Mr. Comer?
Judge, just wanted to let the court know that we're going to be trying something a little bit different out. We started a program back in January of this year using our county website, warrencountyky.gov. And what it was is we were wanting customer feedback. As you all know, as Warren County grows, we have a lot of different interest groups. And so we want to know how we're doing. And we also want to make sure that we're staying relevant in regards to the services that we're offering. So back in January, through our website, we have basically a 3-step process. And we've had some success with it. And we've actually implemented some of those changes. So what we're going to do is, for an inexpensive amount of money, we were able to go out and get portable signs. We're also going to have signs put up in our gymnasiums for the next 6 months. And so what we're wanting to do is we want the public's feedback. We want the public's feedback on how is your recreational experience within our facilities, how is your customer service within the facilities, and then also, programming-wise, what would you like to see as we grow and expand as a community. So it's a simple process. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And we'll have portable boards that will be going out strategically at different locations for different events. And this will all kick off within the next 30 to 60 days. And so you go to our county website, warrencountyky.gov. You scroll down to the parks link, which is the tennis shoes. It's real easy. Just learn more about Warren County Parks. And then as you scroll down the page there, you'll see that we have our background checks online through the sheriff's office with our deputy Wayne Mayfield. But right below that, you'll see we want your input. And so it's 5 basic questions. 4 are bubble answers, and 1 you can type out what you would like to type out in regards to your comments. And so it's worked out very well. We get self-generated reports every Friday of the responses that are submitted. And so we're going to collect those, compile those, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll have some really good data to bring back to you all to give you kind of a estimation about how the public thinks we're doing. So that's something that you'll see at the parks.
Thank you, Chris. That's a great idea. I look forward to hearing the final report. Mr. Moore? Mr. Young? Mr. Pearson? Mr. Branstetter could not be with us today. Mr. Appling? Mr. Peterson? Ms. Alexief is not with us. Okay. Mr. Markham? Okay. Chief? Nothing? Okay. Squire Payne?
Judge, I'd just like to congratulate the East Little League. They beat Australia, I believe, in the 3rd game, but it's just an honor to be where they were, and an honor to a lot of hard work to get there. But I've been watching a lot of the Little League games at night. Louisiana lost their first game, and they've won every game since. I think they've played 5 more games. Wow. They play for the finals tomorrow of the United States. They have one boy that has batted 16 times, and he's got 12 hits. He's batting 750. He's 2 hits away from tying the record for the whole tournament.
Awesome.
Last night he hit 3 stand-up doubles and a grand slam.
You know, they say that no one's ever won that lost the first game.
Yeah, I don't know who beat him, though. I can't figure out who beat him.
Texas beat them.
Hawaii, wasn't it?
Hawaii beat them.
I think
It was a rematch.
Well, that's who they play tomorrow, isn't it?
I think that's right.
They play Hawaii.
It should be a great game.
They've all been good games.
Well, the Bowling Green team, not only was it an honor for them to be there, but it was an honor for all of us. It brought great notoriety to our community worldwide. We're very, very excited about the show that they put on to get there in the first place.
Isn't there a reception?
Pardon me?
Reception Sunday night at 7 o'clock at Kiriakis.
7 o'clock at Kiriakis Park, they'll be out there. So if you get a chance to go out at 7 o'clock Sunday night, bring them all in. Welcome them. Squire Lawrence?
Yes, sir. I'd just like to welcome Western back in now. It's good to see all the kids come back to Bowling Green. You know, it'll really liven things up around here. And I'm really proud of our Little League team. It's awesome.
Western's we're all proud to have them back. They are a great stimulus to our economy.
You got that right.
Good people. Yes, sir. Squire Gorman?
All good in the 1st District, Judge.
Leave it alone.
Squire McWhorter?
4th District is all good also. Thanks to Jerry Young he and I rode around yesterday and looked at some roads, and we have got a lot of blacktop done up there.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that
We're waiting on the approval for the final group, and we should have it any time now. Squire Young?
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Cummings?
I just want to give a shout out, thank you to Brett Hightower, the sheriff, and Kevin Wiles, along with Josh Moore and Chief Hamilton. We had a public meeting out at Alvaton a week ago Thursday, and well attended. And these guys showing up were outstanding and got a lot of good questions asked and answered. And I want to thank them for showing up and being part of that.
Certainly want to thank him. Pass that along to him, please, Kevin. Ms. Bessinger?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Burrow?
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Smith?
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Hale?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, our next meeting is what date?
September the 6th.
September the 6th, 9 o'clock, right here. Any other business to be brought before this body? Have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Payne.